This video will illustrate how to track the progress of learners in the ActiVise Q&A software. The software contains 6 games. 3 of the games will track the learner's progress. The software has the capacity to create up to 30 users and track their progress as returning users in 2 of the games. 1 of the games will track the learner's progress as a guest user. This game is the traffic-o-meter activity. Select the topic for which you wish to assess the student. This activity will present each question once to the learner. The learner, teacher, parent or tutor will then score the learner's response on the traffic light depending on how well you feel the student has answered the question. If you feel the student needs support or a clue in order to answer the question, you may click the reveal. You then score the learner's response for each question on the traffic lights by clicking on the light. Then click Next, and the next question will appear at random. Once each question has been presented and a score has been registered for the student's response, the Activity Complete box will appear. Click OK and a Print button will appear. The results for each question that was scored on the traffic light can then be printed as a record of how the student responded. So any learner can have their progress tracked within the traffic-o-meter activity. To track the progress in the other 2 games, the learner must enter as a returning user. The other 2 games that track are the 2 one-player activities. Select the topic for which you wish to track the learner and click Play. Each question will be presented once to the learner. If the learner answers that question correctly, that question will not be presented again. If the learner answers the question incorrectly, the question will continue to be asked at random within the other questions remaining within the topic. So you will notice that I'm answering the picture for the letter A incorrectly, and it's continuing to reappear until I answer it correctly. Now that the game is over, a question will appear asking whether you wish to track that attempt, as not every attempt within the Snap game needs to be tracked. So choose to click yes or no. By clicking yes, that attempt will be tracked. To see the tracking, click on the Options button, go to My Profile, and you will see the tracking for that attempt. We are able to see that the question matching the letter A to the picture beginning with the letter A was answered correctly on the 7th attempt, but the other questions were all answered on the 1st attempt, and there were 2 excluded questions from that topic. This record can be printed, as can the record of the date, time and score information within the 2 games that track. And we've now entered through the My Profile button to look at this student's tracking. The other game that will track is the other one-player game, the Flash game. And again, this game will present each question once to the learner. If they answer it correctly, it will not appear again. If they answer it incorrectly, it will continue to appear at random within the other questions until all questions have been answered correctly. Then answer the question, do you wish to track this attempt? And you can click on Options, My Profile, and we can see that identifying that balloons began with B was answered correctly on the second attempt, whereas the other questions were answered correctly on the first attempt. With this information, I can then return to where the questions were created in Enter Your Content, select the topic and go to the question and answer creator, and I would be able to take out some of the questions that the learner is answering correctly on each attempt and include some new or harder questions to appear in the games. This video looked at how to track the progress of individual learners within the ActiVise Q&A software. The next video will focus on tracking the progress of multiple users.